Today on Steve's Makerspace, we're looking at a new modded fan by Durf and Brent Batch. We'll do some experiments and see what's possible with the fan. So come along for the ride. Hi everybody, Steve from Steve's Makerspace here. Today we're looking at Modpack Beta 0.3 Sneak Peek. This is by Durf and Brent Batch. In particular, we're looking at some fans that they created. This beta is currently only for YouTubers and modders, but hopefully they'll be releasing this soon, at least the fan part. So I've got some interesting experiments. Let's check it out. This is the Modpack 0.3.1 preview that includes all sorts of interesting stuff, including fans. So that's what I'm going to be focusing on here. There's this fan here, and you can see this arrow that shows which way the fan is going to be blowing. You can hook up a switch or any other sort of thing to it. You can see that it'll blow your character, it'll blow an object that's loose in front of it. There's two versions of the fan. They have slightly different properties, but they're mostly the same. Eventually, you're going to be able to use E to change the settings on the fan, but right now, in this beta version, there's no change in the settings. So one thing you can do is get your character to go places quickly. Here I've got the fans at a 45-degree angle. I'm just stepping off the first fan and it's blowing me down the length of the fans. This item, I'm going to put a link in the description to this. It's pretty simple to build, but it'll be on the workshop to download. I tried putting my character in a seat to see if I could travel the track in a seat, but that did not work. Here I am buried in the sand. Here I built an elevator. I can quickly go between floors. I've got the fan hooked up to a couple of sensors, so going down, and we'll go back up. Just like that. Now here I have a problem. I want to get up this cliff. It's pretty steep. If it's someplace I want to go on a regular basis, I could build a series of fans, one next to the other, and boop, here we go. A little bit more, and there we go. I'm up. Now I did a number of experiments trying to see if I could get the character to be blown around, and it's not working quite the way I would like. It seems like the first fan that my character encounters seems to dominate, like it won't let go and let the other fan take over. Combining the fan with sensors seems to help, but it's rather difficult getting your character to go exactly where your sensors are. Here I'm just experimenting with blowing objects around from different spots. I'm not sure why the bowling ball goes farther than the cue ball, but that's interesting. They've improved the bouncing of the beach ball. Very nice. Lovely. And of course you can throw the explosives around, though not very far. And kablammy. Love it. I thought maybe I could create a whirlpool effect with fans in a circle, but that doesn't seem to work. Here I'm testing the ability to suck the object. Figured we could build a vehicle that picks up objects, but not right now. Maybe when they increase the power we'll be able to do that. Here I've got two fans blowing up. One has cardboard and one has metal, same amount of blocks. You can see that the metal is almost not being pushed up at all, and just a little bit of metal, it completely knocks it over. And here I'll put some metal on top of this, and boom, it's straight down to the ground. Next, I thought I would create a pattern by shooting off some blocks with spud guns, each one on a timer, so that they go off one after the other with slight delay. And here's the result of my first experiment. So I'd say that was pretty successful. That worked out pretty well. Although they don't stick to the pattern very well. They're kind of all over the place. Here I started playing around with the blocks and found that when I did this, just added a couple of blocks to this one, it just started spinning like crazy. So that was pretty cool. I experimented quite a lot with this pattern maker thing, trying to get the perfect pattern. There's a variation on the pattern maker. That was kind of interesting. Here I'm sticking a seat on this piece that's blowing around. Whee! These blocks eventually reach an equilibrium and then they just float there, and you can actually get on top of them and walk around on them. In this experiment, I've got individual blocks on each of the two kinds of fans. This was interesting. Kind of exciting. I like it. Now this shows that not every part of the fan blows uniformly. There's a central part of the fan that blows one way, and then the outside of the fan blows a different way. And you can also see here that there was a cascading effect on the right side, that it was uniform to start with, and then it started doing this rippling, which I found pretty interesting. It's beautiful too, in my opinion. I'm going to fast forward through some of this because it took a long time to settle down, to reach an equilibrium. So here's what was happening about 6 minutes later. You can see with this fan the corners don't blow at all, and then there was this one spot that just kept going, and I don't know why. And on this fan, the outside of the fan seems to blow stronger than the inside, and the corners seem to be like a perpetual motion machine. Let me show you how to make it rain blocks. Yay! That experiment had me go back to the pattern maker and try the fans again, this time overlapping the very sides of the fan. So here's that experiment with them starting a little bit off the ground. Not too bad. And here's the same setup, but now they're very close to the fan to start. And I think that worked pretty well. I think I'm going to put this one on the workshop, so you'll find a link in the description for this one. Here's the same setup, but I've got the fans flickering on and off, so the effect is less. Just wanted to see what that would do, and it makes for, I think, a less interesting pattern. And here's my winning pattern again, and I'll come up close so you can see a different viewpoint of it. I think it's lovely. I'm going to wrap up the video here. Let me know what you think in the comments. Let me know what you're doing with the fan once it's released to the public. Go visit Durf and Brent Batch and send them some love. Alright everybody, thanks for watching. If you liked what you've seen, give me a like, a subscribe, give me some comments. Let me know what you're doing with the fan and the other parts of the Modpack Beta. There'll be links in the description to the builds that I created, and also links to Durf's and Brent Batch's channels. Alright, thanks again, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye! Steve's Makerspace.